Good morning, everybody. We are on trail, and we're kind of late getting out here today because we got out of the hostel late. We checked into a state campground, and because my wife is here and going to spend the next couple days kind of shadowing me on the trail. But we got checked into there late, and so now I just got on trail near Iron Mountain parking area, and I'm gonna hike back to Carver Gap where we were last night. So that's about 16 miles, pretty aggressive for the day, particularly since we're getting a late start. But I think we can do it. So here we go. Let's hike on. Water. We don't need no stinking water. And in my ever discovery of new flowers in the mountains, I came across these, which I haven't seen before. So, another new flower. Unbelievable. Shelter. We don't need no stinking shelter. Just stop for a minute. We haven't talked much about the blazes, and obviously we know the blazes, the white blaze marks the actual Appalachian Trail proper, and the blue blaze marks usually a side trail, either to a shelter or to a water source. Here we have two white blazes stacked. And what that really means is we're coming up to a turn. Now, technically, what they ought to be doing is if we're turning right, they should offset this top one a little to the right. If we're turning left, they should offset it a little to the left. And so, but, you know, they didn't do that, no problem. At least they're letting us know we're about to take a turn. So we can look for that, and we can go through, and we see we're going to the right and following it around. So good stuff to know if you're even doing a little day hike on the AT, just so you can be more comfortable with where you're at and where you're going. We're here 9.25 miles into today's trek, and we're at Hughes Gap, and this is the marker that sits at the intersection of the AT and the road that cuts through Hughes Gap. Almost 5 miles left, but they'll be the toughest ones because we got to go up Roan Knob, 6,200 feet, and so we're already probably somewhere around 5,000 feet, so that's not a huge climb from here, but still we'll be climbing for the next couple hours. And so health-wise, I just thought I'd stop and talk. Ankle's feeling good, back is feeling good, not fully recovered, but 90%. Shoulders recovered, no issues. And so health-wise, I think we're doing really good. The one concern is last night at the hostel, weighed myself, and yes, I've lost around 30 pounds since we've been out here. So I've added breakfast back in to the rotation at least the last 2 days, and I'm going to have to find a way to add it in there permanently. I'm going to need at least 3 good meals, and then all the snacking in between I'm doing to catch up and plateau out, because I think it's definitely slowed in the last couple weeks, just by virtue of I've been sweating less, and I've been slowing my pace. And quite honestly, as I become lighter, both my backpack and myself, obviously less energy to propel me forward. But nonetheless, I'm still at a high calorie count for the day, still about 4,000. So we got to get focused on that, because again, we're not even halfway yet. And if we're going to make the long haul, we got to pay attention to that. But other than that, health and the energy is still good. So I'm not saying it's critical mass, but we need to get a hold of it before it does become critical mass. So anyways, we're done taking a little break, and so let's get back to hiking, and let's knock out these last 4 or 5 miles. Let's hike on. Yes, this is the site where the Cloudland Hotel was. The luxury hotel that was built in 1884 and was at this site on top of Roan Mountain for about 20 years, serving. It was a 3-story hotel, fairly large, but for some reason went out of business around 1914 and got tore down, and there's really no remnants of it here. But interesting. People sitting on the porch, definitely had a great view. And here's, I guess, here's a parking area, picnic area, where the Cloudland Hotel used to be. Interesting how things just come and go and are replaced by other things. We just came off the top where the Cloudland Hotel was, and now this chimney's sitting in the middle. I don't know if this was like a outbuilding for the hotel or part of the hotel or what, but anyways, sitting in the middle of the woods, kind of interesting. So this is the Roan Knob shelter, the highest shelter on the AT, somewhere around 6,200 feet. We're not staying here, but just had to come up and lay eyes on it and see it. The wind is blowing, and it is getting cold up here, so brave souls stay up here. Hey everybody, we are obviously off the trail, and we're here at a rental that my wife and I got. So we went just over 16 miles today from Iron Mountain back to Carver's Gap. And so that pretty much ties together all the way from 19 through to Iron Mountain. And so now my wife and I will do another 10-mile stretch north that we left out a couple days ago, just because there's waterfalls and it'll be a good hike for her and I while she's here. We'll do that. And so that'll take us all the way from Harper's Ferry down to Iron Mountain. So then we'll take a 0 on Saturday, and we'll just kind of relax and enjoy the day and try to stay off our feet a little bit to let them rest and recuperate. And then Sunday, my wife will take me back to Iron Mountain, where I'll continue to go south, and she will go back home. So good day today. I had a new shirt
although you guys didn't see it because it was way too cold to take the hoodie off. And so we hiked in the hoodie, as you've seen, all day. A couple good views, but quite honestly, I missed one or two because we were running low on battery power. And so I didn't want to take too much and completely run out of battery power. So a couple good views, good walk, seeing the Cloudland Hotel, or at least where it was. Actually, I've been reading a little more about that. Very interesting. It was right on the North Carolina-Tennessee border. As a matter of fact, half the hotel was in Tennessee and half was in North Carolina. One of the funny stories was that there was actually a line right down the middle of the dining area, and people that sat on the Tennessee side could have an alcoholic beverage with dinner, and people that sat on the North Carolina side could not, because at the time North Carolina did not allow alcohol in the state. And so just, I guess, a funny story. But anyways, good day. Hopefully you enjoyed the day. Thankfully we're here in our rental and not up on the Roan Knob shelter, because I'm sure with the wind it's probably at freezing or below up there. So feel for the 6 or 8 people that I seen in there. So, but yeah, that pretty much sums it up, and we'll call it a day. Hope you had a good day, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the waterfalls. So see you then.